Hi guys, and welcome back to BluefalconMTB. Today we'll be running a quick little test run. Are mudguards necessary for mountain biking these days? So mudguards are a very essential thing for most people. They can cost anywhere between £20, possibly below that, to upwards of maybe 50 or 60. So they're quite expensive, and they're essential for most people. You ride in the mud, you don't want to get covered in mud, do you? But we're going to be testing that today, because the results may actually shock you. I'm here with my Canyon Drive on today. It's an e-bike, so there's bound to be a lot of mud being thrown up off of the rear back wheel up onto this little bit here. And we're going to be trying to test and see whether this e-bike will decrease the amount of mud that's thrown up or increase. We're trying to find out today whether you can still ride without mudguards. That's the first step. Do they actually change much? Do you get covered in mud? So, you might be wondering, how are we going to run this test if we're not using mudguards at all? Well, we're just going to try and see if we get covered on the uphill as well as the downhill. Therefore, we're going to try and also work out where the mud splatter is on the bike frame. Depending on where it is, will show whether actually mudguards would change how it is. A front fender, for example, if I've got a lot of mud on my face or I've got a lot of mud built up under here, then front fender would be helpful. However, if I don't, then the point of mudguards isn't really there. It's the same for the rear. Now let's get into the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, hi guys, we're at the start of our test run. This is the state of the bike right now, pretty good conditions. And we're just going to try and go up the hill, see how muddy we get, down the hill, a couple laps around, then we'll go on the road and see what mud comes off the tyres on the road, because we're testing it in all different conditions. Anyway, let's get into it. It should be a relatively muddy road / unmetal. I don't really know what the description of it is, all I know is it's legal for us to ride. Obviously, it's just me, I can't get any clips of me riding up. However, I'll be able to get clips on the Insta 360, and that should hopefully suffice for a test. It is rocky out here, that's the point. You test the mountain bike skills, capability of the bike all the time, but today is just mud, mudguards, etc. The issue is, with an e-bike high powered, you do slip when you try and get going again. So that's why we'll start off in the low mode and power back up. Okay, now we've got some mud bits in the trail. We're going to power through those. There we go. So the bike is pretty good. Fender wouldn't have really done much. Rear tyre wouldn't have really. Fender wouldn't have really done much. Rear tyre wouldn't have really. Rear for the next test run. This should be muddy down here. That's the hope anyway. But yeah, let's get into it. Oh. It's not muddy, it's just a river. Oh. Hi guys, unfortunately the audio of my camera glitched and didn't save properly, so this is just me voicing it over. Essentially, this trail I haven't done in a while, but it should be quite muddy, and this is the final test of this run. So let's get into it. That's all I was saying. But obviously our e-bike is on orange right now, so that's basically we have no battery left. So this could be a bit of a fun one if we get stuck wherever this leads. I've kind of forgotten where it leads now. But yeah, it could be a bit of a fun one. Especially for teaching me when I realised that my e-bike like needs a massive wash. So well, I like riding my bike, so let's start gapping. And well, I think it's all when we get to the start of the trail. This looks like an old road really. A bit boring, nothing interesting. Oh yeah, I think we're going for it now. No, wouldn't you really? It's starting to get a little bit less lovely. So I'd imagine that means trails nearby, right? Or wherever this is. Basically just a road. It's really used by many people. Anything down here. What is that? Put the feet down here. Not a bad shot actually. Now let's go. Oh. I believe this is the start of the trail now because that was easy. And there's really been nothing difficult so far. You can imagine this is there. I have actually on a touring bike. It wasn't mine. Didn't see it at my own friend. But yeah. Whew. Went there a little bit far. Oh! A bit of a rut there. That's control a bit there. Let's get out of that rut. It's not a very nice thing to be in really. Now let's go back into it because there's nothing else fun. Oh! Can't really tell where things are. But that's okay. It's just a rut all the way down, it's going to be really boring. But that's bramble, not rut. That hit me straight in the eye. Oh, good, can't see anything anyway. Right, this looks a bit different to how I remember it. But yeah, a bit more rusty I guess. Obviously from the recent storms and everything. in the UK. Oh, that one. A little bit more. Surely this is not it. It is it. Okay. Wow, that was boring. Really easy. Jesus. Okay, what we found out. We finished the ride now, so it's time to do the analysis. What we found out. Our clothing is absolutely destroyed, covered in mud. And it's essential that we remember mudguards wouldn't protect all of that. However, on the back, they definitely would. The front, I don't think they would. Essentially, what I was saying here was my trousers are really muddy, but up towards my top is dried mud, so it doesn't really matter that much. As in, a front fender wouldn't have made much difference, and whereas, as you can see here, a rear mudguard would have. Now, for the front, this is where we have the most interesting conclusion. We have a lot of mud on our cockpit here. And a lot of mud on our front fork. But your mudguard wouldn't be protecting that. It only protects the underside. Now, the underside there is a lot of mud built up. I can't lie about that. But for the mud that's sprayed up onto me, notice the handlebars have relatively zero mud on. My hands have basically nothing. The mud has gone up, but not really come down again onto me. So it's interesting to conclude that the results with mudguards over the front wouldn't be that much different. Yes, you'd have a slightly cleaner frame here. Yes, you might have slightly cleaner cockpit. But myself, I don't think I would be. All this mud here is dry, therefore it wasn't from today. My face is not awful. I haven't got much mud on me. It's very interesting to conclude that maybe a front mudguard isn't needed. Obviously, it depends on conditions. I will say, if you're on a really muddy downhill track, or you're going through somewhere where you know there's a lot of water built up, everything like that, maybe mudguards would be not a bad shout. But I went places where there's normally a lot of water built up, and there's a lot of mud, there's a lot of grime, as you can see from the state of my bike. But front mudguards don't seem to make that much difference tend to when I ride on my normal bike, and that's also shown in this test. So it's interesting to conclude that maybe today we've proven that front mudguards, are they worth it?